In earlier lessons, we have run a Gradle command with a task name, such as Gradle build or Gradle clean. Both run and clean are tasks that comes with a Java plugin. The task itself is the way we ask a Gradle to execute a specific job. So if we run a Gradle jar, we are telling Gradle to run the task jar that comes with a Java plugin, which creates a jar file. Let's launch IntelliJ. I have cleaned up the build.gradle file, though it's pretty much what we have earlier. I just kept what mattered for us in this lesson. Now I'll open the terminal and run a task that we are familiar with, which is Gradle build. So when we run a Gradle build, there is a bunch of tasks that got executed. To see these tasks, I'm going to run Gradle build -info in quiet mode. And we can see the build task was the last task to execute. Before that, we have a check task, we have a test, task classes, process, task resources, and so on. And next to each task, you see what is the status of that task. Up to date means there was no change, so Gradle did not run that task. And no source means there is no source code. We don't have a code in the test folder for this project. Now let me explain this in details. Each task gets some input and produces some output that is used by the next executable task. Gradle saves the output of each task, and this is very important for improving the performance of a Gradle, because when we rerun the build task, if the output of the task is the same, Gradle won't rerun the next task again, since it's getting the same input and it would produce the exact same output. Now let's make a change to our main program. And I'm just going to add additional space in this print line statement. And in the terminal, I'm gonna rerun the build command again. And let's find the compile task. And Gradle was able to find the change we made. And it tells us here that coinprice.java has changed. So it did run this task, the compile task again. I'll clear the terminal. And to see the tasks we have with the application plugin, I'll run Gradle tasks in a quiet mode. And we can see here that we have a list of tasks that are grouped together. For example, this is the distribution tasks group. You can see we have 4 tasks. And if we scroll a little bit up, we can see the build tasks. These are all the tasks we use to build our Java project. This is the task we executed, Gradle build. So next to each task, we can see the description, which is a very useful way when you add a new plugin and you want to know what are the tasks that come with that plugin, so you can run Gradle tasks. It's worth noting, if you are using IntelliJ or Eclipse, you can utilize the Gradle plugin instead of using the command line. It depends on your preference. So let's open Gradle plugin here. And in here we can see our project, the digital coin price checker, and we can see the tasks. And these are the groups. Each task belongs to a group. The build task belongs to the build group, and there are other tasks as well in the same group. Similar thing applies to the other groups. Now let's say we made a change on our build.gradle file, and you want your application to take that change directly. So I'm gonna comment the JSoup dependency for a second. And right away you see here the small Gradle refresh icon that says load Gradle changes. Actually, you can refresh the Gradle project from here and Gradle will rebuild the project. Let's say I want to execute a specific task, for example, the clean task. So if I do double click here, you can see the task clean got executed. And there's a shortcut to execute specific task from Gradle. So if you click on this icon, which is execute Gradle task, say Gradle clean, and you can see it over here, and click on it, and this will execute the Gradle clean. And if you want to enable auto reload, this is enable auto reload after any changes, so you don't really have to refresh the project manually. For any change you make, it will do the auto reload